Yeah, let me hear it.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live by the champ. Her last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
Episode 61 coming at you live right now, Wrestling with Savage. This is your host, Savage here. We're going to be bringing you the Smackdown results live tonight, right now. We don't have that much to cover. It's your typical Smackdown show. Opens up with Michael Cole in the ring and bringing out Pat McAfee. Cole hyping up Pat McAfee and Corbin at SummerSlam. Are you ready for a good time theme song playing all night long? Are you ready for a good time, guys? SummerSlam, is it going to be a good time? Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, welcome to Wrestling with Savage. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Facebook. We're all over the place. The show's live right now. Make sure you're following. Make sure you're sharing. Pat McAfee comes out, gets on the mic. He said it's an honor to be inside of you, Orlando. Wants to apologize to the WWE Universe. My absence led to you having to listen to Corey Graves for 2 hours. That bum-ass Corbin. You had to listen to Corey Graves for 2 hours, and then you had to listen to bum-ass Corbin for 17 minutes. And then he says, let's take a look back at why I missed last Friday's epic Smackdown. Of course, they were showing the video package of what happened when Baron Corbin attacked Pat McAfee, letting him have some time off. He says his neck is not fractured, but it is bruised. He said, I knew bum-ass Corbin longer than all of you. He says, me and bum-ass Corbin were roommates for the Colts. This is back in the day when he had hair. Back in the day when he was humble and hardworking and willing to grind. As soon as his ugly, dumb ass stepped foot in the WWE, he became an insufferable douchebag that would do anything for $1. It's not TV 14 yet, but it's an accurate description for bum-ass Corbin. He's been training right now, Pat McAfee says, to smack the tattoos off of Bum Corbin's ass. Corbin now on the Tron says, glad you're back, but it's a shame your stupid ass had to, even show up. I don't understand why you can't stay in your lane, stay on the commentary desk, don't get involved in my business. I'm a fighter, and you used to just punt footballs, okay? That's what you used to do. You used to just punt footballs. So Corbin's talking a lot of shit to Pat McAfee right now. I'm actually excited about that match at SummerSlam. I think it's going to be underrated match. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be sports entertainment. It's not going to be a wrestling match. It's going to be sports entertainment. Not saying that they can't pull off a wrestling match. I think they could pull off a wrestling match, to be honest with you. But the truth of the matter is this. Pat McAfee already showed what he could do at SummerSlam working with someone like Theory. Corbin's very experienced too, so I think these guys are actually going to have a really good match that's going to maybe steal the show. Pat McAfee's a hard-working guy. He knows Corbin for a long time. They're going to have a natural chemistry. The whole build-up to this match so far has been pretty good. I like the spots, the segments, the shit-talking. It all makes sense, I can see Corbin actually coming out on top of this match. I don't think Pat's going to come out on top on this match. He already got the win over Theory, which is shocking as it is. So I don't think he's going to get a win over Corbin as well. I think he's going to have to put Corbin over because he's really going hard, talking shit to him, calling him bum-ass Corbin, making the fans boo him. I don't see Corbin not winning this match. Anyway, Corbin goes on to say he can't be there tonight. He's got monkeypox or something. He said, I must have got it from your dirty ass chair or from being too close to the WWE Universe. That's not monkeypox. That's Corbin being allergic to greatness. We get a segment now. Pat McAfee now introducing Liv as hyped as he possibly could. Introducing her as the new Universal WWE Champion. Fucking Liv Morgan, man. Then we get a segment. Michael Cole, like I said, Liv Morgan's about to come out right now. And she's going to come on and she's going to have a match against Natalya. I'm so sick of Michael Cole calling her the Miracle Kid, because Liv isn't a kid, number one. She's been in the WWE for a while now. She's quite far away from a kid, even though she wants to act like a kid, giggling and laughing, can't cut serious promos, does the same moves in the ring over and over. Tonight we saw the match between Liv Morgan and Natalya. Match starts off with some women actually wrestling, traditional wrestling to kick things off. Some side headlock takedowns. Natty with the head scissors. Now Liv with a kick up and a taunt, telling Natty to bring it. Natty now talking some smack. Slaps Liv in the face. Liv with a decent drop kick to Natty, sending her to the outside. Liv with a roll up. We get a kick out. Liv with another drop kick to Natty. Now picking up. Natty goes for a really weak attack. Not selling it well. Natty dumping Liv. We get a kick to the back of the head from Natty. Now both women counter with roll-ups, kick-outs. They're just rolling around the ring. We get a very slow, weak-looking shoulder thrust from Liv. Just real bad. She does her kick, goes for the DDT on the apron. Instead, we see Natty go for the sharpshooter on the apron. Liv then counters, goes for the Oblivion. We get another counter. Natty dodges, and then slingshots Liv Morgan into the ring post, which takes us to break. Back from break, Natty in full control. Now Liv with a stiff kick to the midsection, and her third or fourth missile drop kick from the second rope. Obviously, this girl has no other offense. Liv with another kick up, again another repetitive move. Now shots to the face and a bicycle kick, and then an enziguri. Now Morgan with a semi-unique pinning combo. Liv with a real shitty backbreaker attempt that does not go right. It's just really bad. So now she kicks Natty off of her. Natty now with a German suplex. Natty going for a superplex, but Liv slips out, drops her face first on the turnbuckle. Natty goes, and then Natty hits out of nowhere a beautiful, gorgeous sit-down powerbomb. That should have been the end of the match right there. That was the best spot of the match. It looked actually realistic. It looked like it hurt, but no. Instead, now we see the ankle lock because, of course, Natty's got to mock Ronda Rousey. Liv fights to the ropes. Now Liv rolls through, sends Natty in the second turnbuckle. Liv with a face buster and hits the Oblivion and picks up the clean 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring. I gave this match a 2.5 stars because honestly this match was pretty choppy and sloppy is what I'm going to call it. Most of the stuff you saw Liv do was all over the place. The word I would use is lack of intensity per move. She may have the intensity when she does her poses and when she does her hard camera shots, but move to move, bill to bill, her intensity is just very low key, man, and I can't take her serious as a champion. I can't take her serious today. I won't take her serious tomorrow, and I promise you, pretty soon, I don't think anyone in the world is going to take Liv Morgan serious. It's just, to me, a fucking joke. We've seen it before with so many other female champions over the years. I'm not saying they're not talented, this and that, but it's more of a circus act than a wrestling match. And I think that's disrespectful to the real women wrestlers of the world who really like to lock up and grapple and make, memorable matches. But now we get an interview with Liv Morgan saying she knows she's walking into SummerSlam an underdog. I've been the underdog my whole life, but after SummerSlam, you can call me the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. So she's obviously really confident going into SummerSlam, and I think that's going to be a fucking problem for her. But lucky for her, obviously you can see Natty still pointing shots at Ronda. So I feel like Natty probably thinks she can get the championship easier off Liv Morgan than off of Ronda. So I have a feeling Natty's going to get involved in some way in this match and kind of screw Ronda Rousey over. And this is a way for Liv to stay champion and a way for Ronda Rousey to, lose without looking weak because she got screwed over. You're not going to make Ronda look weak. That's why, look how Liv even won the belt off her in the first place. She was already injured and abused and beat up, So that's my call for SummerSlam in this match. I think Natty's going to get involved and try to screw Ronda over. Now we're going to go to the next segment, which is Theory. He's going to have an interview in the back. Mr. Theory comes out, says, they ask him, the youngest, United States champion, how does it feel? He says, we're the youngest United States champion and the youngest Money in the Bank winner. It's so hard, to be me. With great power comes great responsibility, but also lots of enemies. Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Lashley. All of a sudden we see Paul Heyman interrupt the interview saying, this interview is doing a better job than Kayla. Paul then shakes Theory's hand. He says, you know that I know that you know that I know that I'm responsible for the biggest break of your career. This whole theory of cashing in the Money in the Bank contract against Roman Reigns makes no business sense at all. How about all the 15% that fail? You don't want to expose yourself to those odds, Paul Heyman goes on to say. He says, work with me so I can work with the tribal chief, so we can schedule a major match at a major event. Think of the spotlight, think of the money, think of the box office. All you have to do is not cash in at SummerSlam and let me handle everything for you. I'm going to cash in on Roman or Brock, says Theory. And I'm going to go on to become the youngest undisputed WWE champion ever. And maybe then I'll need some advice. Maybe then I'll need a special counsel. I'm champion then. Maybe then when I'm the champion, I'll have the money to pay for you to be my special counsel. This was actually a really good promo between Paul Heyman and Theory, and it gives you a look into the future because like I've been saying all along, after SummerSlam, I think Brock's going hunting and Roman's going fishing, and Theory is going to the top, baby. He's going to hold up that title, and he is going to need special counsel. He works all year round. You know, if Brock and Roman can't, you know, I could see Heyman getting involved here and staying alongside Theory. Very interesting ideas here that they're throwing out there. This promo was not bad by Theory, and the interview wasn't bad. I wasn't shocked to see Paul Heyman. You know, again, Theory just, you know, they're shoving it in their faces, in everyone's faces. He's straight up saying he's going to cash in on Brock. He's going to cash in on Roman. Paul Heyman trying to advise him against that, letting him know that's not a good business move. Because obviously he wants to throw out the hints there that he's genuinely worried about this kid cashing in at SummerSlam. Just like all of you should be if you don't want Theory to become the undisputed, universal, youngest champion in history, then you should be fucking worried. Because he is. And there's nothing any of you, or anybody for that matter, can do about it. Especially you. Next, we're going to get a segment between the Viking Raiders and the New Day. I thought this was going to actually be a match, but it was not. Instead, we see the New Day dressed as the Viking Raiders, this was actually quite funny. They're dressed up as the fucking Viking Raiders. They got the makeup on, the face paint. They got the swords, the shields. They come out to the Viking Raiders music, so I thought we were actually getting the Raiders for a second. But then, of course, you know it's the New Day. They come out all dressed up. And they are announced as the New Raid, which I was like, hey, that's actually not a bad name, man. It's probably better than the New Day now. We get, like I said, swords, shields, war paint. They come out, cut a promo. They call Eric the Gross, Ivar the Ugly. Kofi says, you know, Woods, why do you sound like a pirate? We're supposed to be Vikings. Woods had like the worst accent. Kofi started talking Jamaican at one point. The real deal Viking Raiders come out and they have a mic. Now they say, seize those imposters, the New Day say. Raiders say we are new and we are vicious, and when we get to that ring, the only words left to describe you will be mangled and broken. New Day says, are those the only 2 words you know? We can teach you some new ones. They start chanting, you ugly, y'all ugly. This whole thing was fucking bad. This whole thing fucking stinks. And just to show you how bad it stinks and how it can go from worse to fucking just straight up fucking real fucking bad, like turn off the TV bad, you get Shanky and Jinder Mahal who come out of the ring. They start attacking the Viking Raiders. The New Day now jumps off the top rope. And of course, we know now that there's been a trap set. And apparently this is the end of the segment. They beat up the Viking Raiders for a little bit, but it took 4 guys. It took 4 clowns to jump the Viking Raiders, which is pretty despicable. They're sitting there calling them despicable. Meanwhile, they're over there jumping two guys 4-on-2. Real brave, guys. Real brave. But I don't think they should have let the Viking Raiders talk on the mic. I think the Viking Raiders talking on the mic just automatically just shitted on any chance they have of ever getting over with any of these fans. Because as soon as they start talking on the mic, you see that it's bad. It's bad. They can't cut promos. They don't sound good. They don't have intimidating voices. They sound like someone you would have a conversation with at Home Depot. At the register while you're checking out, buying some stuff for your house. It was really bad. It was really bad. Now we're going to get an interview, which was an interesting segment. We see Ludwig and Gunther and Kayla Braxton. She's asking them about the challenge from Shinsuke Nakamura when Gunther said he has to earn his title shot by beating Ludwig. And one thing we learned about Gunther is that he does not take losing lightly, says Michael Cole. Gunther forces Ludwig to actually pull down his jacket, and then he gives him another vicious chop during the interview. And this honestly might be one of the first time I've ever seen anything like that in an interview segment, where another wrestler forcefully forces him to, take a chop on camera during the interview. Kayla looked like shocked. I don't think she knew this was coming, because she genuinely looked shocked because he chopped the fucking shit out of Ludwig. I mean, you heard it clear as day. But I actually thought it was a very good interview. It continues the push on Gunther and letting everybody know that he's all business. He's not playing around. He doesn't want to lose. He's not here to play games. He's here to, be the fucking Intercontinental Champion and maybe be the greatest of all time. So they're not, I was kind of disappointed he didn't have a match tonight, but what are you going to do? You can't always get your way. Now we have a Lacey Evans match. Or do we, right? Aaliyah comes to the ring last week. Lacey came out. They were supposed to have some kind of a match last week. Last week, Lacey just walked out, And they showed us video of this. They showed us video of her going off on the fans. Cole says, I think the inspirational Lacey Evans, I think she's supposed to be inspirational. They show the video package of her, same bullshit from last week. More of the same shit. Her talking shit to the fans. They're booing her really hard. She explains again last week, I served my country. I put my life on the line for all of you fans. They start chanting, you suck. She could literally be the new Kurt Angle with how much heat she's actually getting. I overcame obstacles that would crush the average American. I'm slightly disgusted by the lack of appreciation that you people should be giving me. It's like everything I say and everything you've seen, all the promos you've watched, it's all 100% true. I could add a few more accolades to it if I wanted to. Lacey Evans goes on to say, I am the prime example of everything you can't be, and you nasties all hate it. She's like, okay, I've offended a few of you. It's obvious. Lacey tells everyone to go to hell. She's walking out of the match again. That's 2 weeks in a row that she's not going to compete. She's just straight up going to walk out of the match 2 weeks in a row. And Cole goes on to say Lacey is a certain kind of specimen. Cole says he doesn't understand any of this, and neither do I. I mean, what are we doing here? This is supposed to be professional wrestling, and we have her just walking out of the match. People paid money to maybe come see her wrestle. Not everybody there, maybe like 10% of that audience, maybe even less. Someone paid money to come see Lacey Evans wrestle tonight, and they didn't get to see it. And guess what? Oh, fucking well. Too bad. Another person she's going to offend. Then we get the match flow. Drew versus Sheamus highlights from last week. We go to commercial. We come back. And we're going to get a match between Drew and Sheamus. That's what they show on the fucking screen. We think we're going to see Drew versus Sheamus again. But instead, no. Drew comes to the ring. The bruising brutes come to the ring. And of course, it's Ridge Holland now that's going to fight Sheamus. Like I said, the graphics said Sheamus, but it seems like he's taking on Ridge instead. Drew just abusing Ridge. Now Drew with the white noise, the countdown, the claymore, the victory. This was just a legit squash match. Ridge barely got off any offense. I don't think the match was more than 2 minutes. Butch and Sheamus didn't really do anything. They just stayed at ringside. Drew got the win, and then we went to commercial. We come back from commercial, and then the next match didn't start for about, like, I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes. This was fucking wild. They tell us we're going to see a pretty good match, and you're only going to see the picture of Theory because I don't have an action figure of Madcap Moss yet. Why? Because they haven't fucking made one, so I can't buy one to use for the show. Because here at the show, we don't use the real pictures of wrestlers. These are all pictures of action figures that I own, and yeah, they can't do shit for that, so that's why I do it. I do it because I 100% own everything that you see in the pictures. What do you know about Lord Alfred Hayes to Steve Lombardi to Doink to Gilbert? Well, I know a lot about all that stuff, Mr. Creator. If you go through my page on my TikTok, and same for you guys watching on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, if you go through my page on TikTok, you'll see hundreds of videos about all kinds of different wrestlers. I've been slacking as of late, haven't made too many videos on TikTok lately. It's kind of hard to keep up right now. I'd love to talk to you about Iron Mike Sharp, man, but right now I'm doing a show, and this show is called Smackdown Results Live. We're going to get into Rampage as well. So let's get right back into the action that I was talking about. We have the Theory versus Madcap Moss match. We get the video package of Brock, Roman, and Theory telling us Brock is going to cash in. You know, Theory's going to cash in on no matter what, on no matter who, on Brock or fucking Roman. Then we see what happened with Alpha Academy attacking Brock destroying them. And then this whole thing was taking a while for the match to even start. They were hyping up SummerSlam again between Brock and Roman. Theory's in the ring just taking selfies for almost like 15 minutes, like non-fucking stop, just taking selfies. Then, of course, before the match, we get an interview with Madcap Moss. Madcap says Theory has a big head. I'm going to try to flatten it like a pancake. This was the best line he could come up with. Then Paul Heyman actually interrupts his interview as well. Madcap interview, just says, I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know that I know, blah, blah, blah. I'm responsible for the biggest break in your career, and you know that I know that you know that I know what Theory has in mind for his Money in the Bank, for his briefcase. You gave Corbin a beating that we did not see for a long time, You gave him a beating that made him leave for a couple of weeks. If the same thing were to happen to Theory, I could imagine that Roman, the tribal chief, could be easily convinced to give you a title match, at a big event. Think of the money, the prestige, the spotlight, the main event for a scheduled Universal Undisputed Championship match against Roman Reigns. Madcap says, well, Paul, it sounds to me like you are really worried about Theory cashing in at SummerSlam. Finally, Madcap makes his way to the ring. But do you think we're going to see this match? Do you think we're going to see this match? No, we're not going to see this match, because first, we have to see a video package of Maximum Male Models and Max Dupree. Marseille and Mansois, and of course Max Dupree, hyping them up. Next week, you're going to see live on SmackDown the 2022 Beachwear Collection. It will debut with Max Dupree, and now also Maxine Dupree. I don't know if she likes her name being said like that yet. We haven't met his sister yet. No idea who his sister's going to be. This is interesting that they actually didn't show us all these, another 20 minutes of Maximum Male Models fashion show. It's good that they put her back a week. And then they added something there. Oh, not only is it next week, but there's going to be his sister coming out. So make sure you guys are watching. Not a bad way to promote them. I think it's actually going to be good. I kind of feel bad for LA Knight, or Max Dupree, whatever you want to call him right now. Max Dupree is one of the most talented wrestlers in the world, pound for pound, and he's been that way for a while now. He's really good on the mic, and I'm shocked that his first run in WWE is something that is so unfamiliar to him, because these are not lines that he's been saying for years, and this isn't a gimmick he's been thinking up for years and years. This is something that they gave him to run with, and he's knocking it, he's knocking it out of the fucking park, because he's Max Dupree, because he's LA Knight, because he's money. He's fucking money. And I'm loving Brock babyface too, man. I'm sorry, bro. I can't give you enough with Theory. Unfortunately, Theory is going to be way past Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze will never be nothing compared to what Theory is about to become. Because he already is the youngest United States champion. He already is the youngest Money in the Bank winner. And it's just a matter of time before he becomes the youngest, undisputed, universal WWE champion. And like I said, there's nothing we could do about it. Vinny, like you said, Vinny Mac push. Vinny put his hands on this kid's shoulder. He's like, you're a good kid, you know? And he owns his name now, just like he owns John Cena. Theory sold his soul to the devil, and he's going to get the push of all pushes right now. But you can't blame Vince McMahon, because he knows how to make a superstar, because he's done it so many times. And he's very limited to who he wants to make a superstar. But the problem is, it's very difficult to make a superstar, because you can give them everything they need and then still not become a superstar. But with Theory, they haven't done something like this in so long, at least with a male superstar that's so fresh and new. Maybe, you never know. But Theory himself, man, if he does what he says he's going to do right now, it's historical. It's the first it's ever happened. It's going to be huge, man. Finally, we see the bell ring. We see a classic lockup. Madcap inserting his strength early on, pushing Theory to the corner. Theory screaming, bro, back up, starting things off very fiery. These guys right away are showing you that they are the future of this company. We get chants right away. Let's go, Madcap. Let's go, Theory. Theory saying, I put you in the corner, do something about it. Madcap now with a gut wrench takedown. Now another gut wrench countered by Theory with an elbow and a headlock. Now a big shoulder takedown. And the huge pose by Theory. He looks fucking gargantuous when he poses. Madcap gets up, picks Theory up on his shoulders, connects with his own big shoulder block, and now Madcap poses. Not as good as Theory in my opinion, but good enough. Theory jumps so high to get onto Madcap's shoulders, almost falls. This was almost one of Theory's first botches on WWE television. But Theory was able to get saved by Madcap. Honestly, Madcap caves. I can't even explain to you how strong Madcap is. If you watch the highlight, you see Theory just jump from, the ground right onto Madcap's shoulders, and he jumps so fucking high that he almost goes out of the ring, like he was really high in there. Madcap was able to catch him, grab him, hold him, then put him into position, and then just turn all this strength and turns it into a sick, explosive fall-away slam. Now Theory scrambles to get control again with a chin lock. Madcap with a big clothesline, sending Theory over the top rope. Fans chanting, you suck. Madcap says, you do suck. Madcap now rushes Theory, but Theory with a high leap. Frog dodging the attack, sending Madcap flying into the stairs as we go to break. Back, we see a roll in the ring by Theory with a high drop kick followed by another chin headlock. There is a reason why he won Money in the Bank. There's a reason why he's the youngest Money in the Bank winner. McAfee was going on and on about why Theory is so good, even though he beat Theory at WrestleMania. Maybe he can win the Undisputed Championship, McAfee goes on to say. He is incredible. It's crazy. It's incredible how damn good he is and how hated he is. Now, excellent work by Theory in the middle of the ring with multiple shots. Shit talking goes on for another one. Just non-stop shit talking in this match. These guys were having intensity. The intensity kept amping up every minute. Madcap comes alive with a super explosive shoulder block, turns Theory inside out. Both men exchanging shots now. Madcap with a huge clothesline and two spears from corner to corner. Madcap goes for another move. Theory counters. Madcap counters again into a big spine buster. We get a cover and a kick out at 2. Madcap going for the power bomb or the power driver. Theory then steps on his foot. Classic fucking heel move. Gets a nice spinning backdrop. All looking very good. Very smooth. Very solid work in the ring. These two men are putting on a fucking clinic. We get a cover and another kick out. Theory now calling for A-Town down. Goes for it. Madcap counters. Gets another huge shoulder tackle. And then another shoulder tackle. Knocking Theory off the apron. We get a clothesline to the timekeeper's table. Theory now using the briefcase to beat down on Madcap. Shot after shot after shot. The crowd now booing Madcap with a DQ win. The crowd was going crazy. They were loving this fucking match. This is a 3-star match that was on its way to a 4 or 4.5, if not for the disqualification. You know, if this match would have had a little more build-up, could have been on its way to a 5-star match if it would have had a clean win with a decisive winner. But we didn't get that. We got the DQ win. Bunch of bullshit. A bunch of bullshit, to be honest, man. It is what it is. 3-star match. End of the day. 3-star match. Theory then gets on the mic, says, "No one cares. I'm still Mr. Money in the Bank and soon to be the new undisputed WWE champion." Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Hang on, Sami Zayn says. Did I just hear you right? You think you're going to be the next undisputed Universal Champion, says Zayn? Sami says, "You disrespected the tribal chief when you talked like that. As the honorary Uso, I am strongly recommending that you apologize right now." Theory goes on to say, "What is this? What is this, man? Did the bloodline suck up? You're out here with one arm. What are you really going to do?" Here comes the Usos. Theory makes this face. We don't really see what happens because the Usos just come out. Theory makes his way out of there. Usos make their way to the ring. Then they tell us Brock is going to be on Smackdown Live next week. Sami Zayn then makes his way to the commentary table. He's going to join the commentary team. And we're going to get the match right now between the Usos and the Street Profits. But no, it wasn't going to be that. That's what I thought was going to happen. But it ended up being Dawkins versus Jimmy Uso. Dawkins in control, sends Jimmy flying over the barricade as we go to another break. We were supposed to find out who the special ref is going to be by the end of the night. Back from break, we see Jimmy in full control, hitting a hip attack in the corner. Seems Dawkins has now knocked out Jimmy with a huge shot, now catching 2 clotheslines, missing the 3rd leapfrog from Dawkins. Now he lands the corkscrew attack. Nice double underhook sideplex, that's what I call it. I like that move. I actually used to do that move when I used to wrestle back in the day myself. We get a cover and a kick out now. Jay gets on the apron, gets interfered now on, interference. All these fucking matches, they always have to have interference. First of all, how many times have we seen the Usos and the Street Profits fight one-on-one over the past month and a half? Like, they can't think of anything better than this. This should have been a segment with them talking shit, beat each other up, they leave, then have a real main event. Have Gunther on there. Have Raquel Rodriguez on there. You have so much talent. Where the fuck Shinsuke? Come on. Let's see a real match. Why are the Usos main eventing SmackDown on Fox TV when you have talent that can actually put on a clinic in the ring? Put Riddle in there with Theory and Madcap. Give us a sick triple threat. Something. No, I don't get it. I don't get it. You're not going to create new stars if you don't give them the main event to shine so that when it's prime time, people can see them. Or an opening match for once. Like the intro should kick in, Together Forever, all that bullshit. And then the bell fucking rings and we have a fucking match for once. Just a banger of a match. New talent. Put Raquel in there right away with Shotzi. Give us a 20-minute banger. What are you doing? I'm so sick of it, man. I'm so sick of it. My God, man. This match was a fucking shit show. Jay gets on the apron. Like I said, we see interference. Jimmy then takes out the ref. Dawkins with a roll-up. But this is so dumb because the ref is down and Dawkins is sitting there trying to pin him, Now he's clapping to wake up the ref. Dawkins lands the sky high, but Jimmy's shoulder was up. But this time, who cares, right? They just pin 1, 2, 3. Sammy screaming on commentary. Sammy says we need a good officiating. Adam Pearce on cue comes out, says there's nothing worse than losing to a questionable call. And that's why we need a special guest ref. And I officially found the perfect man for the job. And I thought the guy was going to come out, but instead, he doesn't come out. He doesn't come out. Instead, we see a video package of guess who? None other than the new president of talent relations, I believe, Double J Jeff Jarrett, is going to be the special guest referee in this match. So we see the tides of change are coming for the SmackDown brand. Pat McAfee even made a reference about the TV 14. And the crazy thing is, it's interesting that they did this TV 14 thing around the same time that MJF is just MIA. MIA. So there's serious rumors that there's a contract buyout in negotiation, that WWE might be trying to acquire MJF. So this could be good. This could be good. It shows you that, you know, they're going in a different direction, whether they're trying to go after MJF or just trying to, you know, compete with AEW on a, you know, rating level. You know, moving it to a PG-14 is a good decision if they get the right writers. And that's what it comes down to. You either have to do one of two things. You have to either get the right writers or let the wrestlers come up with their own shit and just pray that somebody creates some kind of magic out there. Or you do half and half. You do 50-50. One week you let some of the wrestlers, if they have an idea, you let them go with it. Hit or miss. They hit, you let them keep going. They miss, that's what you got the writers for. Then the writers will help out. The writers should be there to help the wrestlers. They shouldn't be there to tell the wrestlers what to do. They should be there to help guide the wrestlers, to hear the wrestlers' ideas and then see how they can take that idea and then formulate it on paper and write a fucking story for it. It shouldn't be just writers in a fucking room who have no idea about professional wrestling, have no idea about the history of professional wrestling. They have no idea about the soul, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the essence, the everything. That's what we need. We need writers that are going to work actively with the wrestlers. See, you have guys like me. Now, you can give me one word, one topic, one thing, and I'll sit there and I'll cut a promo anytime, anywhere in the middle of the ring with 5 people or 25,000 people. It does not matter. I might stutter, I might make a mistake, but I'll keep going. I won't stop. And I'll do it more passionately than 98% of the people that are wrestling today. Because some of them just wrestle just to wrestle. They think they love it. They think they love it. But yet, when they finally make it to that blue brand or red brand or black and gold brand, they lose that passion. They lose that intensity because they're making their money. A lot of these people aren't doing this because they love professional wrestling. They do this because they love the money. The money that they make from professional wrestling. The 2% who love professional wrestling more than the money they make from professional wrestling, those are the 2% of the people that you should be fucking cheering for. And those are the 2% of the people that should be getting all the accolades, all the fucking the sales, the merch, the shirts, the this. Because they go out there night in and night out. And dude, I'm just going to say one comment on your thing about the 90s, man. 90s was legendary, without a doubt. But just like today, it had its shit too. You can't sit there and tell me every storyline was fucking golden. Every era has their shit. And every era has their good, their bad, and as we like to say in the Westerns, they're ugly. Great movie if you guys have never seen it. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with Clint Eastwood. It's a good movie. It will teach you how to be a man. You might want to fucking watch it. Some of these wrestlers need to fucking watch it. But that's it for SmackDown. We're done with SmackDown. We're going to get straight into the Rampage results, and then I'll stick around and I'll do some wrestling talk for the people that are staying on TikTok, for the people that are staying on YouTube. But that was it for SmackDown tonight. The show itself, that last match, I give it like a 1.5 because it was a piece of shit. Not even. It's a 1. It's a 1-star fucking main event, and that's what's pathetic about SmackDown. There should never be a 1-star main event on fucking SmackDown. When you have a 1-star main event, you know you have fucking issues, man. You just have fucking issues, and it's not becoming, guys. It's not becoming. I don't like it. I don't want to see it anymore. Gilbert, what's my opinion? I'll take your questions in a couple of seconds, TikTok. Let me just read out the AEW Rampage results so we can finish the show for everybody on YouTube and Facebook. Some of them are here. Rampage is failing for the reasons why I'm about to tell you right now. Rampage kicks off with House of Black, Malachi Black and Brodie King versus Dark Order, John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Match happens now. John Silver and Alex Reynolds. They're in the ring. Malachi makes quick work of the Dark Order. Now, sure, he's just kicking the shit out of them, basically. John Silver got off a couple of spots, but I don't understand why this match is even on Rampage. Why House of Black is even competing on Rampage. Why they're competing against the Dark Order. It really speaks volumes to where they are on the pecking order of the roster. Brodie King now comes in with a shoulder block on Reynolds, shoving him in the corner. Reynolds saying, hold on, let me get John Silver in here. Mr. Johnny Hungy walks up to the ring, poses. Now they lock up and Brodie just shoves Silver down. Now we hear Jericho on commentary. Thankfully, at least Jericho was on commentary tonight. Probably the only thing that made Rampage fucking bearable. Now we get a commercial break. They stay in picture, of course. But back from break, we see Jericho saying Malachi is underrated as a technical wrestler. Not in my opinion, maybe somebody else's. Maybe some of these new fans who don't know Malachi's work from NXT or even his independent work before that. Johnny Hungy catching some nice, when we come back from break, we see Johnny actually catching some nice offense, including an angle slam, nice cover, kick out from Black. Now we see a double team move that does nothing. Black now tosses Johnny out of the ring. Brodie now in for a double team on Alex Reynolds. We see a nice double team sequence. The kick from Black and the clothesline from Brodie. Nice combo. Black misses a moonsault from the top rope to the outside on John Silver. Now John back in the ring, saves his partner from the Gonzo bomb. Now we get a huge double team series to Brodie King. After that, we get a kick and a German suplex from Johnny and a roll up by Alex. Now Black with a save off the top rope with a drop kick from the top. This was very close. I mean, very daredevilish attempt of a save from Malachi Black from the top rope. They set him up for Dante's Inferno power driver from Brodie King, and the match is over. And they win. House of Black, obviously, dominant win. I give it a 3.5 stars because it was too short, but it was a good match. Nice action. No real mistakes made. Now we see Darby getting attacked by Brodie King as he just launches Darby down the ramp. And then we see a big time stare-off between Sting and Malachi Black. Sting was just holding his ground. Malachi was holding his ground. They were waiting to see who would, strike first. But nobody struck. Nobody punched. They just made sure that Brodie and Darby, had their own business and nobody was going to interfere. Now we see, Darby was pretty much getting abused in all this. But Sting didn't help him. But he didn't attack Malachi. Malachi didn't help Brodie. He didn't attack Sting. But they're trying to set up that match. The crowd actually started chanting, holy shit. That was actually one of the only cool moments of the night. That was a nice, little stare down they did there. And I like how they both went through different curtains. That would be like a nice little dream match. Because Sting, surprisingly, out of all the other fucking 60-year-olds still doing it, he's one of the better ones still doing it. And yes, of course, WWE cut too many people in the last 2 years. Absolutely. That's without question. Without question. Next up, we get Jonathan Gresham. First, let me take a sip of my beautiful Coca-Cola. This broadcast is not being brought to you by McDonald's. But wouldn't it be nice if it was? Mickey D's. Some of the greatest food, quicker than anybody else. Man, talk about fast food. Unless your McDonald's sucks. If you don't get your food quick at McDonald's, that means your McDonald's fucking sucks and you should fucking call up corporate and complain. And say the manager at this location is fucking atrocious. The employees at this fucking establishment are untrained, uncivilized, and they should all be fucking fired. I want crispy fries. I want crispy hash browns for breakfast. And I always want a fucking McFlurry or a shake. If I ever hear that the ice cream machine's not working, I'm calling corporate on your ass. McDonald's. Get it done, baby. Get it done. Next up, Jonathan Gresham with Tully Blanchard Enterprises, defending the Ring of Honor World Championship against Lee Moriarty with Matt Sydal. Commentary points that Grisham's weakness is his chin and his jaw, and that's where Moriarty is targeting his strikes early on. Grisham gets back in the fight with a low blow when the ref's back is turned. I like the way he did the low blow. He did like a little, he made the ref look somewhere else. They gave him a little pat right on the fucking nuts. It was nice. It was not bad. Later in the fight, Gresham puts Moriarty away with an octopus stretch for the tap-out victory. Jonathan Gresham defeats Lee Moriarty to retain the Ring of Honor World Championship. Tony Schiavone now interviews Gresham after the match. The champ says he's the best technical wrestler in the world. And then they let us know that Claudio is going to get in the mix. Mr. Claudio is back in AEW, or Cesaro, whatever you want to call him. I know for some people it's very hard to call him Claudio. But for the sake of professionalism, I'm going to call him Claudio Castagnoli, which is, I think, his full name. He interrupts the scene. He doesn't say anything, but commentary hypes up the possibility of Claudio winning the Ring of Honor World title for the first time in his career. Christopher Daniels issues a warning to Jay Lethal in a little promo that was very short. I don't know why the match with Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal didn't even happen yet, so why Daniels is even sending him a warning is... That could be a sign that maybe Daniels is going to help Samoa Joe win, that match. Maybe we'll see. Next, we get a match between, and this is the main event match, right? No, it's not the main event match. Not even close. Not even close. Next up, we're going to see Athena and Chris Statlander defeat the Renegade Twins, whoever the fuck that is. See, the problem with this match is, this should have been the match that started off the night. It was just an absolute squash win for the babyfaces. Athena gets the fall for the top rope cutter, that stunner that she does off the top rope. Layla Gray hits the ring after the match, pays the price. Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan rush the ring, take out Athena. They take out Statlander, saving Gray from a beating. Stokely Hathaway finds Lee Moriarty backstage and tries to lure him away from Matt Sydal. Sydal tells Hathaway to take a hike. Sydal then books Moriarty versus Dante Martin next week on Rampage. Moriarty and Martin shake hands. The Ass family is now in the ring to explain their recent actions. Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn says, likes the Acclaimed. He even treated them like he treated their sons. Actually, he said he treated them better than his sons. But he had to drop the hammer for his Ass boys. Out comes Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. There's no rap this time, unfortunately. They're just here to fight. Billy Gunn offers a truce, requesting that Bowens scissor him. Guns then eats a punch to the jaw. The Ass family runs away after a brief exchange in the ring. Caster raps about Billy Gunn's small penis. Bowens gets the fans to chant Ass Boys. The Ass Boys don't take the bait and won't give them a match tonight. So they're building up that match. I thought this should have been on Dynamite because they've been doing most of their segments on Dynamite. So these guys should have... And I like the Acclaim. In my opinion, the Acclaim should be one of the next 2 or 3 guys in line to have a tag team title shot, if not a tag team title run. I don't mind them waiting another year to have a legit run. You know, let everybody else finish out. You know, there's going to be FTR is going to have one more, and I'm sure the Young Bucks are going to win one more time, and we'll see what else happens. But Tony Khan, he could be a lot better with how he books a lot of these Rampages, but what are you going to do? They tell us it's official. Claudio versus Grisham for the Ring of Honor World title is made official for Death Before Dishonor on July 23rd. Mark Henry now interviews the Lucha Bros in Private Party with Andrade ahead of their main event match. There's some tension between Private Party and Andrade. Lucha Bros then go on to defeat Private Party. The finish came after managers from both sides got in it at ringside. Rush ran in while the ref was distracted and attacked Penta from behind. However, the babyfaces were able to recover, and Phoenix won the match with a Black Fire driver. And that's the end of the show, folks, for Rampage. That was it. Now let's get back to the chat. If you guys have anything to say in TikTok, on my platforms, okay? If the guys in TikTok, maybe I'll give you a little tour of the room here in a moment. But I'm watching the chat right now. Now we can get into all the nitty gritty. Let's check out some of the shit from the chat. Okay. Just came to say that the Undertaker's the best. Well, I won't lie. Undertaker is a fucking absolute legend. Then he says, no, Ringmaster, Rocky Maivia, Goldberg. What is your opinion? Greatest of all time? I can show you who the greatest of all time is. You know, I really can. Real easy.
Yes, let me hear it.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.